Hi everyone, Pam Gregory, astrologer. I'm going to be speaking to you today about the first half of September and in particular the solar eclipse that we have coming up on the 12th and 13th, depending on where you are in the world. Now in September we actually have two powerful eclipses, as well as the solar eclipse. At the end of the month we also have a lunar eclipse that I'll be talking about next time. But eclipses can act like pivot points in your life. They can be incredibly powerful and bring about sudden and unexpected and profound changes in your life, particularly if your birth chart is triggered. They can act like portals because when the sun and the moon and the earth align, it can allow in more magnetic energy to reboot our consciousness. So very often unanticipated and unexpected events can occur which jump you forwards in your destiny. There's often a sense of being carried further on your life's path in a way that you never thought would occur. And if the solar eclipse at 20 degrees of Virgo actually aspects your sun, your moon or your ascendant, it can initiate quite a period of deep transformation in your life, which can be incredibly positive for you. It's said that the duration of influence of an eclipse is as many years as the eclipse lasts in hours. So an average eclipse lasts for about 3.5 hours, so that means that the period of influence could be up to 3.5 years. But having said that, really the closer you are to the exact eclipse date, which is 12th or 13th of September, the more likely you are to see a new beginning happening in your life. So this solar eclipse happens at 20 degrees 10 of Virgo. It happens on the 12th of September at 11:41 p.m. Pacific, and it happens on the 13th of September at 7:41 a.m. UK time. Now, this is a partial solar eclipse, and it won't be seen from America and Europe. It'll only be seen from South Africa, from Southwest Indian Ocean and northern parts of Antarctica. But a solar eclipse is like an extra big new moon. It's like a supercharged new beginning for you. And particularly if you have any planets or angles between 16 degrees and 24 degrees of Virgo or Pisces, that is 4 degrees either side of this eclipse point by conjunction or opposition, then you will be very likely to feel this operating strongly in your life. For instance, if it aspects your sun, very often I've seen that give someone increased prominence very suddenly, and the area of life where the prominence will occur will be determined by the area of your birth chart that your sun rules. So look to where Leo is in your chart. So it can be very exciting and fast moving. Also, the solar eclipse, because it's in Virgo, will bring up strong themes around healthcare, particularly natural healing. Now, some of these themes I've talked about recently because Jupiter has also moved into Virgo in August and will stay there until September 2016. So there's a lot of emphasis on Virgo, both with this solar eclipse and Jupiter being there. So any form of energy healing, alternative healing, plant and herb medicine, homeopathy, essential oils, all of those things will come much more to the forefront. And there's a sense of a reawakening to the wisdom keepers of the earth, that we'll have a much greater appreciation of all that the wisdom of the earth can produce to heal us. That will become quite acute, I think. Also, a big theme of Virgo is purification. So we'll be very concerned about purifying our bodies, having detoxes, and the purpose of that will be to achieve greater alignment with our higher selves. But there'll also be concern about cleaning up the earth. Virgo is really the sign of cleaning up because of this desire for purification. So we'll be concerned about pollution in the Earth's oceans as well. And with that, of course, greater care for the Earth and a strong awareness of the need for sustainability too. Part of that picture will be a reaction against any waste or excess or greed or opulence, either by individuals or corporations, because Virgo is the sign of efficiency. Everything has to be done very simply, very cleanly, and very efficiently. So that will certainly be prominent, certainly over the next year too. And another area that I think will see a lot of new development is nanotechnology. We've already seen some of this starting to happen with Jupiter's move into Virgo, but also atomic and quantum physics, because Virgo rules the tiny. And it's very interesting in the mid-60s when Uranus and Pluto were in conjunction in Virgo, and they are connected with new developments in technology. We had the development of the microchip, which of course is very tiny. So we should see a lot of that kind of thing over the next year. An important aspect at this solar eclipse is Jupiter opposing Neptune. Now, this opposition was already building when we had the full moon in Pisces at the end of August, but it's moving into an exact opposition on the 16th of September. But even at the solar eclipses, it's very connected to mysticism and spiritual searching, because Jupiter's desire for meaning is combining with Neptune's desire for oneness. And this search, this spiritual searching, creates something really quite beautiful and ethereal, quite mystical, as I say. It's connected with altruism and philanthropy, and those themes, of course, link very well to the Virgo theme of spiritual service, which is very much part of the Virgo picture. But Jupiter-Neptune encourages us to dream big, to have big visions and imagine big possibilities, bigger and better possibilities of what our life could mean in the future. So it can be very inspiring. A less positive side of the Jupiter-Neptune picture is where issues of trust can come up, or things not being clear, or things not being as they seem. And that might be particularly the case on the 16th when this aspect is exact, and also on the 17th, because then Mercury moves retrograde that day. So just watch in the news round about those 2 days. But Mercury moves retrograde from 16 degrees of Libra, and it moves back. So whatever you're dreaming and imagining and thinking about in terms of your ideas and plans around about the 16th, 17th, you are likely to rework, rethink, reevaluate them as Mercury goes retrograde. And then as it comes back, as it moves direct over that 16 degrees of 16 degrees of Libra again, on the 24th of October, your plans can then move forwards. You can act on your plans from that date. Another important aspect at this solar eclipse is that Chiron is tightly opposing the Sun and the Moon. Now, Chiron is known as the mystic bridge, and its impetus is always to move us upwards in our spiritual perspective. It encourages us to shift level. So we need to try and see things not from our regular day-to-day emotions, but from our higher self. What would the higher self think about this situation? So, and that of course links very well with the Jupiter-Neptune aspect, which is about moving to a perfect reality. Also, another important aspect at this solar eclipse is that Uranus is aspecting, in quite a sort of insistent, nagging aspect, it's a quincunx, to the Sun and the Moon. So that is really demanding that we live with more truth, that we live with a greater sense of our individuality being expressed in our lives. And Saturn is also moving forwards now, again into Sagittarius, and that also encourages us to live our authenticity more fully. So some very clear themes coming up at this solar eclipse. Another thing which is very important to watch for is the eclipse degree at 20 of Virgo can almost become hot because it can be reactivated when other planets in the future transit that point. So watch on the 27th of October because Mars will be transiting 20 degrees of Virgo. So that can re-energize and kind of reactivate whatever was happening for you at the solar eclipse on the 12th and 13th. Venus also transits, moves over that 20 degrees of Virgo on the 29th and 30th of October. So that can bring love or creativity or beauty or balance more into the picture of whatever is unfolding for you. And then also Jupiter on the 23rd of November, the 22nd of February, and the 21st of July 2016 will also be moving over that 20 degrees of Virgo. So that can bring in abundance, it can bring in expanded possibilities, it can bring in wisdom to whatever is already happening for you since the eclipse date. So really watch for those, because you start to live with much deeper meaning as you see these patterns unfold in your life. And if you don't know where 20 degrees of Virgo falls in your chart, it can be really, really helpful if you can pin that down and you can see where this supercharged new beginning is actually opening out for you. You can anticipate it and watch for it. So firstly, you need to get a copy of your birth chart, which you can download free online. Just Google search free birth chart. And then if you check out the link appearing above me here, or same link in the description below, you can go to my store and buy 2-part tutorial video series which will explain really simply and clearly how you find this aspect in your chart, or any aspect I ever refer to. You can refer back to the tutorials infinitely. And I'm getting terrific feedback on these, because even people with no astrological knowledge can now find the area of life where these fall, and also if they aspect a planet or an angle, that will also give you more information. So you do start to live with this deeper sense of meaning, of purpose in your life, and you truly start to become a co-creator with your own unique birth chart. You can see those patterns unfolding, and they will affect you in a different way to how they affect anyone else, but you're observing it and actually co-creating with it. And that really is where the power of astrology comes in. So I'd really encourage you to do that, because it really is worthwhile. So if you'd like more information about my book, or my audiobook, or my free monthly newsletter, about a 3,000-word newsletter, just check out my website, pamgregory.com, or thenextstep.uk.com. And in the meantime, enjoy this wonderful, supercharged, new moon, new beginning solar eclipse at 20 degrees of Virgo. And thanks for listening.